Good evening and welcome to tonight's show from DJNTV, Disc Jockey News TV. Tonight's show is brought to you by Electra Voice, DJ Event Planner, DJ Trivia, Odyssey Innovative Designs and Cases, Animal Effects Professional, Promo Only, and the DJNTV Insiders. We are back for session number 3 tonight here on DJNTV. In this session, we are going to be looking at ways in which DJs or businesses can kind of look at that money situation that we've got going on right now. And I've got with me, just right above me here, Joe Martin. Good evening, Joe.
Hello, John. How are you, my friend?
I am doing well. Thanks for coming on and being part of tonight's show. I'm excited to have you on again here, talking about something that's really hitting home for a lot of people right now when it comes to finances.
Well, it is indeed. I want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to get this message out to disc jockeys. We are living in very serious times now, and my heart goes out to everyone that is suffering health-wise and otherwise. It's been 3 years since I got to spend time with you, and man, that time flew by quick, but I'm happy to be here tonight.
Yeah, when you mentioned 3 years, I would have never guessed it, but yeah, time just escapes a person.
Absolutely. Let me preface a couple of things, John, real quickly with our viewers tonight. Having spent a little bit of time with some experience in television, I know the importance of the eye contact with the camera. I know that. But I hope that we have a forgiving audience tonight, because as quickly as I had to put this together, I will be referring to my notes on my screen. So I hope they forgive me for that.
Yep, and that's not a problem. And for those wondering, we're set up with a PowerPoint here to kind of give you guys a little visual cues of the topics and such as we roll through tonight. So that's why we've got the big white screen off to the side of us here as we're getting ready for the show.
Well, my first question is, if you're watching tonight and you're living debt-free, that means no debt, a paid-for house, and plenty of cash reserves in the bank, I want to say congratulations. I'll salute you. You're doing everything you should, and odds are what I share tonight, you're probably already doing, but thanks for watching.
Mm-hmm.
I know how confined everyone is now. Actually, I don't, because various rules, regulations apply to different cities across the country, across the world. You may be in a strict confinement area. Other places you may still be able to get out. Keep that in mind. The reason I bring that up is because some of the things tonight that I share with the viewers may not be applicable in their own situations.
Right.
I'd like to give this disclaimer, what I am not. I am not a banker, I'm not a broker, a financial planner, or a lawyer. You ask, what am I? Well, I'm just a regular old Joe that has made a living for the last 50 years as a full-time disc jockey. Odds are I have walked more than 1 mile in your shoes. I'm here tonight to share with you, the viewers, what I have experienced over the last 50 years of being in this business. I know people are suffering, and I'm here to help. Please stay with us and continue watching. So let's fasten our seatbelts right now and get the show started. About a week ago, I contacted John after reading many posts on the internet Facebook pages for disc jockeys and karaoke hosts that many are suffering financial hardships right now because of all of the cancellations, the possibility that some retainers and prepayments will have to be refunded at some point in time, trying to make the light bill, the rent, so forth and so on. Things are tough, and I will give you advice tonight that I think can help your family if you're financially having a hardship. John, it was 3 years ago, just 3 years ago this very month, that I got to speak out at Mobile Beat in Las Vegas on day one to a room packed with disc jockeys. At that seminar, I shared money ideas 3 years ago that would have prepared people more for
For
the
this.
situations we're currently living in if they listened that day and are following. What I'll be presenting tonight, ladies and gentlemen, is a culmination of some of those topics that I brought up 3 years ago. But more importantly, I am going to be sharing financial money ideas that will help you today. Whether you're a DJ, a KJ, or any other person that has found yourself in that financial crunch, I think I have some tips that can help you and your families, tips that I have followed when money was tight for me. John, there's a recent survey that showed 7 in 10 Americans would not be able to handle and get through a $1,000 financial emergency if it occurs tomorrow.
Yep.
I suspect some of our viewers tonight may fall into that 7 to 10%. I'm here to help. I have learned over the years there are 3 ways to legally put more disposable cash in your pocket. Those ways would be work more nights, charge more money, or cut expenses.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's rule out the first two because ain't nobody working, ain't nobody charging any more money right now.
Right now. No.
They're not doing it. So listen to old Joe. I'm going to help you here. Have you ever heard the old saying, and I may be showing my age, John, a dollar saved is
It's
a
a
dollar
dollar
earned?
earned. Yep.
That's what I'm here to talk about tonight. Often talk to folks that believe there is no way that they can cut expenses. But believe you me, I'm going to show you before the next 15 minutes is over how you, the viewer, can be saving money and cutting your expenses. Last week, I made a post on DJ Idea Sharing, sharing some ideas how people last week could save money and put more money in their pocket by saving. I'm happy to report that within 1 hour, one of the readers of that thread came on and said that he was able to shave $65 per month off of his expenses by making 2 phone calls. That individual, I bet you know him, John, and I know a lot of the viewers do. It's your buddy and mine, old Screaming Scott out of
Oh yeah.
Wisconsin.
Yep. Yep. Know Scott very well. You bet.
Screaming Scott came on there. He was excited. He was able to shave off about $800 a year from his monthly expenses. You
Nice.
too, the viewer, can do the same thing, and I'm going to show you exactly what to do. The first thing that's very important that you need to do today is start tracking your expenses.
Yep.
We're a little early on that, John.
Yep.
If you
Okay.
brought Okay, start tracking your expenses and know where each dollar you have is going. Consider each dollar a link in your life chain to financial security. Ways to cut your expenses. You're going to be sitting there right now saying, Joe, I can't do it on some of these. I just can't do it. But if you will trust me, you can do it. I can find ways right now, and I'm ready to show you. Start tomorrow. Call both your car and home insurance companies. Talk to the agent. See if there is anything you can do on your car insurance to adjust. It's possible you still have full coverage on an automobile that has gotten so old it's not worth having full coverage on.
Right.
It'll save you a lot of money right there. You may be able to raise your deductibles. That too can save you money. You'll want to call your home insurance company if you have one. It's very possible that you've got insurance going right now for a storage shed that you had out in your backyard for years, but you tore it down 2 years ago and you have forgotten you are still covering that, and you get charged every time you send in a payment. Check with both of those insurance companies. It is time to drop your expensive television plan, folks. I know it's hard. You're confined at home. You're sitting there. The television is your lifeline to the world right now, but I'm here to tell you the average cable bill in the United States is almost $200 per month. Get yourself a digital antenna. Start saving that money. Would
Yep.
that money help you today? If you are hell bent on keeping your television, at least cut back on the premium channels. Start saving money. Save some money today by cutting back. Look for cheaper utility providers. If your contract is about to come up, and many of them probably are, It's time to shop. Shop for electric, gas, and telephone. Find cheaper providers on your new contract. Oh boy, here we go, John. Let's
Yep.
talk about this little device. It's called a cell phone. This actually is where I think Screaming Scott, your buddy and mine, was able to shave that money in one phone call. $65 a month he shaved just by calling. Now, I am not here to say what you need for your business and your life, but let's be honest, folks. If you've got four of these items on your phone plan right now and all the family is sitting home, you don't need four cell phones. You may be able to drop some of the services, some of the apps. There actually are premium apps that some of you may have forgotten about, and you're paying for them today.
For sure.
Drop those premium apps. In case anyone wonders, not that this phone would serve your needs, but it cost me $6 per month. $6 per month. And I can even receive text and send text. Although I am so old, I have never sent a text in my life. Hang on a minute, John.
Yep.
Subscriptions, internet subscriptions is what I want to talk about now.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have recurring automatic expenses that come up every month for things like classmates.com, eHarmony? There are thousands upon thousands of things that you may have on the internet that you pay monthly for. Keep in mind that these plans automatically renew if you do not cancel them. Get out of those things. You haven't used it in a year. Why do you need it now? Speaking of subscriptions, things like, and I never did this, but some probably do, prepackaged meals that come to your house. They're shipped to you, prepackaged meals.
Yep.
The razors, the shave club, the razor club, flowers, candy. Possibly you're receiving those monthly or quarterly coming to you or a loved one. John, I've been hanging on this one. Subscriptions. Oh boy, let's talk about this. I know the DJs, KJs are looking, they're shaking their head and say, Joe, we need our music. You darn sure do. You do need that music, but here's what you need to do today. Set your subscriptions out side by side. Do you have any redundancy in your subscriptions? Is this service over here sending you the same music as this other service? Look at that closely, and I'll bet you can save a few dollars. Keep in mind, none of us are working right now, and it's probably going to be a while before we play that music for people at the events.
Yeah.
Cancel memberships, including gyms, car clubs, social clubs. The list goes on and on. These could be monthly or annual expenses. Let me kind of backtrack and say, when you call people that you are signed up with, if you have prepaid, share with them your story. If you're truly hurting financially, they possibly might cancel your subscription and send you a refund check. It could happen. It may not, but it could, and it's worth the phone call.
Right.
Are you paying someone to mow your yard or clean your swimming pool? You're sitting there laughing. You're saying, who could be in financial straits and still have a swimming pool? But I assure you, plenty of people do.
Yeah.
Here's the wonderful news. You're sitting at home. You're not going into work. You're there at your house maybe now up to 24 hours a day, and there's certainly no reason you can't get some exercise and mow your own yard and do your pool services. Do it yourself. I love this one, John. Let me preface it by saying I do not know the water conditions from the cities that everybody watching tonight is watching from. It's possible some do not have good drinkable water.
Yes.
But I'm fortunate enough to know that I do live in an area that does have great tap water. So instead of buying bottled water, I just continue to fill up my water bottle with the city of Wichita Falls water. I suggest that the viewers do the same thing. I love this. I've been doing this for a year. Remember, folks, a dollar saved is a dollar earned. Watch your thermostat settings. Luckily, John, we're in a time of the year right now when people possibly have their heaters off. They haven't turned on their air conditioners yet.
Yep.
But when that time comes, when that time arrives that you need to turn one or the other on, adjust your thermostat just by 4 degrees over where you normally keep it set. If you do that, I guarantee you, you will be saving money.
Mm-hmm.
Here's one. Movie and game rentals. Again, you're sitting at home. Yeah, we need the game rentals. We need the movies. Let's download this. Let's download that. We're only talking about $1 here, $1 there, but those dollars are the links in your life chain to financial security.
Certainly.
My favorite one. Oh my gosh, I've been talking. Anybody that has seen me before speak at the conventions, anyone that has read my post going all the way back to Sid Vanderpool's DJ chat 20 years ago, I was saying to people, why are you buying that expensive designer coffee every morning? Why are you paying that $4, $5, $6, $7 for a cup of coffee when you can be spending that money at home and saving it? You can be making your own coffee at home, is what I intended to say.
Yep.
If you cut out that high dollar coffee, you may be able to save over $1,000 per year. John, I'm going to do a testimonial here in front of all the viewers tonight.
Uh-huh.
For 40 years, I smoked. I smoked a lot of cigarettes. It was difficult for me to stop, but I was fortunate, and I did stop smoking 15 years ago. I realized during these trying, stressful times, trying to stop smoking now would be very difficult for anyone that still smokes. But at least try to cut back. Maybe you can cut back to half the cigarettes of what you were smoking yesterday and before. I'm here to testify before everybody. 15 years I have been smoke-free, and over that 15 years I have saved over $50,000. That's 5-0 with 3 O's behind it.
Wow.
There are many more ways that the viewers could be saving money today. Here's a little game I'll challenge everybody to. As you sit there with your family at night, tonight maybe even say, let's think of a way we can start saving money and start saving today. Oh, did somebody mention eating out? Do you need cash today? Some people need cash right now, and I want you to listen close. If you've dismissed everything I've said up to this point, be listening closely. If you have a whole life or a variable life insurance policy, you have built cash value. If this policy has been in effect for very many years, it's possible your granddaddy bought a policy years ago that is paid up with lots of cash value. You can tap that, call your agent, and that is money that can be sent to you quickly. If you like that one, listen even closer to this. Are you lucky enough to work somewhere that has a 401k? Are you lucky enough that you've started your own IRA, individual retirement account?
Mm-hmm.
You're lucky, but listen closely. Do not tap that money, even though the government currently has wavered things and make it penalty free. Do not take money out of your retirement accounts unless it is a matter of life and death. If you do not raise your retirement accounts now, you'll be thanking old Joe Martin decades from now.
Yes.
2 weeks ago, I asked the question on DJ Idea Sharing, how many disc jockeys had been in the business for 10 years or less, and I was surprised how many replied and said that they had been in for 10 years or less. Let me quickly, John, read something. By the way, how much time do we have left?
We have got about 7 minutes left.
I'm going to run through it quick
Yep.
and read the reply that I gave to those DJs that have been in for 10 years or less. I am only one of many DJs that have been in this business many decades. I started in the early 70s and have witnessed numerous business downturns over that time frame. If you started your business during the last 10-year time, you have witnessed one of the best economic times during the last 50 years. We have seen fantastic economic growth and very low unemployment, which has lent itself to a prosperous business climate. You are the lucky ones that didn't have to experience the business conditions of 2008, 9/11, the market downturns of the 90s, or Black Monday in 1987. Many of us longtime DJs did experience that.
Yep.
And luckily, I'm here to tell you that most of us survived. For the last 3 weeks, you have witnessed a snowball that started small and is getting larger as each day passes. Some of you are seeing cancellations or expect them to come in the near future. You have more than a right to be concerned as times are getting tough and they're predicted to get even tougher. Most of you will get through this downturn, just like the DJs of the past decades. Some of you are financially prepared, but sadly, some of you are not. My suggestion to you to help you weather the previous downturn, this current downturn, is that in the coming months, when times get better and the times are right, you start building a large emergency business fund for your business. Treat building this fund as a regular business expense and save all you can, because cash strong businesses usually survive. Cash poor businesses usually don't.
Yep.
Now, you noticed I said in the coming months when the times are better, that's when you should start saving. I recently polled many senior DJs, and I hope these guys are watching in tonight. Many senior DJs felt that all businesses should have a 3-month minimum emergency fund. Keep that in mind. I talk to people all the time, and they say that they don't earn enough money to save anything. That's not true. Keep in mind, it doesn't matter how much or how little you earn in life. What matters the most is how you spend the money you have now. Let's go to the reason that people fail at savings, John.
Yep. There we go. That's
Here
number
we
one.
go. This is a typical budget for any household. You'll see many things on here. Just show the whole list if you can.
Yep. That's gonna zip
You'll
down.
see 1 through 11, and you see housing, food, transportation. The number one reason that people fail at saving is because they've got savings at number 10. If you simply move savings to number 1 and start living off of what you have left, you will never be without money. You will always have money, and you will never, ever live paycheck to paycheck again. Let's show this 4 keys to financial success, if you will. Always spend less than you earn, a no-brainer. Develop a savings routine and stick to it. Set short-term financial goals, because it's easy to have a low hurdle versus a mountain to jump over, and
Right.
always challenge yourself. If you can save $50 this month, let's save $60 next month. Hey, John, I heard somebody out there yelling at the screen. They said, this old Joe Martin guy, he's a Dave Ramsey wannabe. He's a Dave Ramsey. Let me tell you, Dave Ramsey, he's got a wonderful message. You probably know who Dave Ramsey is.
Mm-hmm.
If you are following Dave and doing what he says, I have no doubt you're going to hit the finish line a big winner. But let me tell you something about old Joe. One of my biggest dreams in life was to have a nice paid for house by age 40. At age 38, that dream became a realization. I had my house paid for in age 38, and the year was 1988. I'd like to point out that that was 3 years before Dave Ramsey ever went on the radio, 3 years before he ever wrote his first book. Talk to the old DJs that are around. I was banging the drum 20 years ago on the internet.
Yes, you were.
Preparing for your future. This is most important, and I heard a guy say it last week, a banker, I believe, on your show.
Yep.
If you owe money to anyone, you have creditors, and it looks like you're not going to be able to pay those creditors, pick up the phone and call them. Tell them your situation, and I guarantee you they'll be more apt to work with you than if you hide in the sand, if you run from their phone calls, if you don't return their calls and emails. They're not likely to help you at all. John, I know we're running short and I'm running long. What do we have right now?
Finish up. We'll
Okay.
Ben can be a couple minutes late. We're not a big deal.
Oh, okay. Great.
If we wrap up, you're doing great. You're doing a great
I
job.
want to give some advice. The government checks will be coming, the stimulus checks. People will be getting them in a few weeks. They'll be coming in. I'm already hearing reports of people that are saying which brand new $1,000 cell phone they're going to buy, or the 75-inch plasma TV. They've already spent the stimulus money.
Yeah.
Before you spend one penny of that money, put it in the bank, leave it there for 72 hours, set it home with your wife, your spouse, or Scrutinize very carefully how you're going to spend each and every one of those links to your chain before you spend it. As a young kid, one of my favorite stories was the Three Little Pigs story. Read it to your kids tonight, folks. If you don't remember the Three Little Pigs, the moral of the story was hard work and dedication pay off. John will split the last 20 minutes, and I'm leaving a lot out because I'm making a deal now. You're bringing me back to finish what I got into tonight.
That sounds great, Joe.
You just got this old guy. By the way, I'm 69 years old, and you've got my blood pressure pumped up tonight. You remember how it was 3 years ago I got wound up? Well, I'm even more wound up tonight.
Hell,
John, have you ever had anybody come on your network and give away free cash, free money?
No, I can't say I have. I mean, content, but not money. And some of your tips and ideas and such of what you shared tonight is that.
Well, you know, it is, but I'm going to do better. There's more. Having given away free advice tonight, I know there was one guy sitting out there said, when's this old Joe Martin going to start giving out free money? Well, I'm here to do it right now. I gave away the advice. Let's give away the money. Can you read that?
Yep.
John?
madmartin22 at yahoo.com.
madmartin22 at yahoo.com. Write this down. Keep in mind, folks, I am not selling anything. I give away my advice for free. But if you will send me an email and put in the line that free money in the subject line, come April 7th, 2020, I'll be drawing 2 names and notifying 2 lucky winners that I will be putting $50 each in their PayPal accounts. Again, I'm not selling anything. I'm not going to contact you unless I notify you that you are the winner, and I will deposit $50 in your account. John, wow. I wish I had another hour on this thing tonight, and I hope I did what the viewers wanted.
Oh, I think
a lot of longtime friends are out there watching tonight.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, folks.
Yeah, good stuff, Joe. Yeah, we'll definitely come back because this is a great topic, and I think that we can make that list of ideas like that. Oh, just some great.
Oh, I left a lot of things out, like retirement. If we have just a second for me to caution the viewers, you're in the entertainment business. You get retainers. You get prepayments before the events are done. My advice to you is never, ever spend that money for your cash flow before you work the job. That's like being in debt. You are building a foundation on a shaky ground, and to spend the money before you earn it, when the courts have sorted all the current situation through, some may indeed have to return some of that money.
Yes.
And it would be impossible. It would be impossible if you have already spent it. Take it from me. I never ran my business spending the money before I earned it.
Yep. Good advice, Joe. We got to bounce. Thank you very much. And again, hold that email up one more time, Joe. One more time, please.
Yes.
There it is, right there. Back out just a little bit. There we go. madmartin22 at yahoo.com. There, you heard all the deal with that. Take advantage of that, and we'll have Joe back on here in the next probably week or 10 days to kind of go through one more time and give you a few more tips on how to save some money. Joe, thanks much for being on.
My pleasure.